Hey there. Thank you for joining me for some Friday fun. Last week talked about where the Chicago Bears are at. The Bears pulled off another horrible winning performance. So not a whole lot changed there. Bears did lose their uh, kind of one of their running backs, one of their big offensive players, and switched quarterbacks, but things haven't greatly changed with the Bears, and we already talked about football very recently, so wanted to shift gears and talk about my other favorite sport, especially right now, which is soccer, which means I'm talking about Manchester United, and things are not particularly fun for me as a sports fan at the moment. I'm rooting for the Chicago Bears, which um, they've kept things interesting, but it's not, been the wonderful, joyful time that I've gotten to have following sports. And now I'm rooting for Manchester United, who 10 years ago were a powerhouse of soccer, but nowadays it's been kind of rough. Went out first game, just didn't look very good. Second game they played. This kind of thing might only be able to happen in soccer. It is extremely rare in any sport anyway. The game ended Manchester United 2, their opponent, Brighton Hove Albion 2. And then they were told that they needed to review a play that had just recently happened, and their review protocols are similar and different to what happens with video review in football. So, because the game just keeps moving, clock doesn't stop, you can't stop things for a video review in the moment. So what they've done is that they say at the end of play, they will go back and review what had just happened. There was a possibility of Manchester United getting a penalty shot, but play never stopped until the game ended. So the game ends, final time, game ends, and then the referee calls for a video review of that play. Manchester United do get awarded a penalty shot, and they end up making it, and so the game officially ended as a draw. And then Manchester United were given a penalty shot and won the game after it ended. Manchester United have not looked particularly good. It doesn't look like they've really addressed issues that they had the previous years. Some of them not looking good I could chalk up to they haven't had a preseason, they haven't had training. They're still needing to find ways to rest players and move players around so that people get can get physically ready for the games, and there are a ton of games being played right now. So there's some of this where I can say, the way that Manchester United have played when they've been really good doesn't fit very well with what's going on now. But there are issues that Manchester United need to address. Manchester United need a defender. They need someone who can play defense, and they've not tried to get one. They need something different, attacking or passing the ball middle of the field. They need something different. They have players who should be able to do it, but it's not working very often. They need something to mix things up, and it's not gone very well for them, and things aren't looking great for them right now. They've been trying to get a couple really, really big name, flashy players who cost a lot of money, and for whatever reason, it seems like they've spent all their time and energy getting these players, and not addressing the other players that they really need to get, and it's causing them problems. And now they're trying to get some of these other players, but it's so late. They're not going to be able to sign players after, I think, the next 3 or 4 days. Now, Manchester United might, sign 3 or 4 players in the next 3 or 4 days. But normally, if you're going to be trying to sign a player from another team, you want to do it a lot earlier, because the players you're going to be able to sign now are players that the other team doesn't think they have to rush to replace. And the kinds of players Manchester United are wanting to sign are players that would most definitely have to be replaced. So it doesn't look great. Well, all of that said, Manchester United have the players and they have the ability to do well. And they've shown that in fits and starts. But they really need to figure out how to put together a full season, because they will go 10 games and look amazing. And then they'll go another 10 games and look horrible. And then they'll go a string of games and look great. And then they'll go a string of games and look terrible. It happened last year, where early in the season they looked awful. And then they went on a run, and then things kind of fell off. It's like they play a certain way that will just wear their players out, so that suddenly they do really well for this grouping of games, and they get to that end and things just die off. And I don't know, if there's anything Friday fun, anything with what I talk about with my sports that we should get, it's that yes, sports are fun, but oh my goodness, they're stressful. They are something else. Luckily, in English soccer this year, it looks like there are going to be a lot of very exciting teams who are pretty good. I'm going to be hoping Manchester United shows that they will be one of them. Chelsea signed a ton of goal-scoring players. It looks like their plan is that they're going to try to just score more goals than they give up, and they will give up a lot of goals, and they'll hopefully score a lot more. Who knows if that's going to happen, but they'll be exciting. Liverpool still look like they're going to be one of the best teams. They might need a little bit of a break, but they look like they are just plowing along. I have no idea. Manchester City historically have been one of the better teams. Well, not by historically, I mean within the last 10, 20 years. Have been one of the better teams in England and in Europe. I don't know if that's going to be the case this year. We'll just have to wait and see. Leicester City made international sports news by being the biggest underdog to win a major soccer league in possibly ever, if definitely within the last 25, 30 years. They look like they're going to be really good. Everton, the best man at my wedding was a huge Everton fan, and they signed some players. It looks like they're going to be really good. Leeds United just moved up. They were, they just kind of moved up into the league, so they're kind of a new. Normally these teams are smaller and kind of like, oh, we want to do really well, but we don't have the resources. Except Leeds United have all of the resources. They have the money. They have got a ton of stuff. They are historically one of the biggest teams in England, and they had a lot of issues off the soccer field that led them to be in the position that they're in now. But they're looking like they're going to be a super exciting team. Also, Arsenal look like they might be starting to put some things together to be an extremely exciting team. Tottenham look like they're going to be a train wreck, and for most soccer fans, because Their manager is Jose Mourinho. Watching Tottenham fall apart could be exciting, or they're getting a super big name player coming in. His name is Gareth Bale. Um, it could be exciting to see if he's actually able to do anything, or if that's going to fall apart. It, English soccer, if you are a soccer fan, if your interest in watching soccer, or if your interest in sports goes beyond what happens on the field and goes into all of the things around it, player signings, coaches, all of that kind of stuff, this year English soccer is going to be something else. Um, so I'm glad that I enjoy following it, and um, yeah, it's going to be interesting. So there are games coming this weekend, football games, or soccer games, as those of us in America call them. Um, so yeah, take some time this weekend um, to have some fun, enjoy some sports. NBA finals are going on too. I'm not much of a basketball fan, but that's a big thing. Baseball playoffs are happening right now. That's another big one. So this is a great time to be a sports fan. Um, and yeah, just have some fun. Um, just take the weekend, take a bit of time this weekend, have some fun, enjoy some sports. Hopefully, next week, I'll be able to think about commenting on something other than sports because things will have gone a little bit better. But until next week, thank you for joining me for some Friday fun. God bless you. Take care.